If you want to learn Google CX Agent Studio, then the best way is not by building a toy boat, but by building something that a real business can use and it has some real purpose. In this video, we are going to build a real estate agent that will answer service related queries, guide buyers and sellers, and finally register a callback request. And while building this, I'll show you how to think of this as a developer, how the flow will work, what different tools we need, and all the production use cases that you might face while building any chatbot. Real estate businesses get repetitive queries like, what services do you offer? How do I buy a new property? Or how do I sell my property? Can you call me back? If all of these are handled manually, then it costs much, high chance of missing a lead, and it is complete chaos. So in this video, we are not going to build a bot, but we are going to build an agent that will solve three purposes. First, provide service related information. Second, guide users through buying and selling journey. And third, capture the lead. These three patterns are reusable across many different domains. It's not related to just real estate. So let's jump into CX Agent Studio and start building our real estate agent. You can see I'm on cescloud.google.com/projects and I'll select a project on which I want to work and then hit continue. I'm sure you understand that CES or CX Agent Studio is tightly coupled with GCP. So if you don't have account with both of them, go ahead and create an account, then come back. Once you select the project, you can either create a new first agent, try sample agent, or learn more about the CX Agent Studio. I'll click on create your first AI agent. I'll give it a name, real estate agent, and hit create. Once you create a new agent, you will be redirected to this platform. If you are totally new to CES, then I highly recommend that you go and watch my beginner's video on CES because it will be difficult for me to guide you through all the different things about this platform in this real estate agent building video. We have on the left side a simulator where we can interact with the agent, this middle part where we create the agent, and on this right dock we have tools, variables, guardrail, versions, and agent setting. If we think about this real estate agent, we want to do a couple of things. First, answer service related questions, answer some FAQs, register a callback request, guide the user through buying and selling journey, and during the selling journey there is a possibility that user wants to register a callback, so we need to register a callback for seller specifically. So there are basically 5 or 6 tools that we will need. I highly recommend that we first figure out how many tools we need and make sure we have dummy tools ready before we start actually working on the instructions and number of sub agents. Here I am on my Visual Studio Code. I have already created a dummy backend for this real estate project. In the data section, I have created a dummy data for real estate project. Since we are working with custom information, we will be building OpenAPI specification tools, and that's why I already have created OpenAPI specification YAML files that we need to put in the CX Agent Studio. I also have created main agent prompt, buy agent prompt, and sell agent prompts. I'm sure you understand that I have really thought about the real estate agent and created the tools and 3 main prompts for main agent, buying agent, and selling agent. So now let's very quickly go into the CX Agent Studio and implement all of these things one by one. The first thing I'll do is create all the tools needed because we will need to reference those tools into the agent. So it's better that we have all the tools created first. So I'll come into the tools and then click on this plus button and then select OpenAPI schema. Here in the schema part, I'll first select YAML and then paste a schema. This schema is for get company detail. So what I'll do is that I'll give function name get company detail, and I'll put a description: use this tool to get company detail. I'll keep the authentication type to service agent ID token, and it looks good. I'll hit create. So we have now a get company detail tool. Very quickly, I'll add all the tools. Now I have created all the tools that we need: get company detail, register a callback, search FAQ, search projects, and sell property callback request. Now we will work on the agents. We will create a main agent and two sub agents, one for buying property and one for selling property. In order to work on this root or main agent, I'll first click on the plus icon and I'll add all the tools that this agent will need. So I'll say first get company detail. I'll select the tool and I'll hit save. So this tool is now attached to this root agent. Then I'll need search FAQ. Now I'll click on this plus dot next to the root agent to create another sub agent. I'll click on this add new sub agent. I'll say create anyway, and I'll click here, give name to the agent, buy property agent, and I'll say this is an agent that will help user buy property, and I'll save this. I'll click here one more time and add one more new sub agent. Let me clear this out for a bit. When I click here, I can change the name of the agent. I'll say sell property agent, and here I'll say this agent will help user sell their property, and I'll save this. Now the next thing I'll do is that I'll connect all the tools that these two will need. So I'll come here, add tools, and select search projects, because there is a possibility someone can go here and then ask that this project is there or not. Then I'll click register callback. So there is a possibility from this flow user wants to register a callback. And from this sell agent, I'll add tools. We will need sell property callback request, because that callback request will have more properties than a simple callback request. I think that's it. Now we can work on the instructions. I'll click on this add instruction for the root agent and very quickly copy a few amount of instructions. I'm sure now you understand why we have created all the agents and added tool into the agents, because when you try to work on the instructions, you need to reference the tools and sub agents. There is a possibility that if the tool or sub agent is not there, you will get these kinds of warnings, and that's why we have created all the things beforehand. Get company detail. Yeah, this is the tool name. So I'll save this. Now I'll come to this buy property agent and add instructions, copy instructions very quickly, and yeah, there are this tool names are changed. Let me very quickly get that corrected. Search project, and here search projects. Let me save this. Now in the cell property agent, I'll add the instruction for cell agent. And yeah, we need to, and I guess I need to change the names. This is cell agent. So we have cell property callback request. Oh, I haven't added the tool. Let me save this first and let me add the tool here very quickly. A search project. Let me save this. Go to instructions and here I'll say search projects and let me save this. Now we are ready with the agent that we have created. We have main agent, by property and cell property agents, and we have all the tools correctly set up at place. Before we start testing the agent with real conversational scenario, there is one small thing that we need to do. That is, we need to run our backend so that all the tools are available to the agent. Also, we need a tool called ngrok so that we can expose our local host to internet. For that, I'll go to a terminal and I'll start a tmux session. This is not really needed, but in order to have multiple terminal running in a single window, I'll use that. I'll say uv run.py. This will run my main server on 8080. Then I'll create a new window and I'll say ngrok start the server on 8080. So now ngrok will provide me a public URL, and this URL is basically connected to my local host. Now let's go to the CES Studio and we can start interacting with it. Okay, you can see it fetched real-time information from our backend, and I would like to show you the steps that involved in getting the response. So AI received the message, it did some reasoning and figured out that I need to use this search project tool. It called the tool and then finally did some reasoning and then finally generated this response. In case you want to see the tool output, you can click here and you'll see that these were the input given to the tool and this is the output from the tool itself. Let me say I'll say we can see that the callback is registered, and if I expand these tabs and click on the tool use, you will see that this was the input for the tool and this is the output from the tool. So I guess the AI agent is working well. There is always scope for improvement, but I'm sure now you have correct path on which you can build different kinds of AI agent that are production ready. Now, if this were a real production system, I would think about a few extra things like validation of the phone number, human handoff, fallback behavior, and things like that. So I think this is it from my side for this part of the video. I hope you have gained some knowledge out of this video and now you are able to create production ready AI agents for your business use case. All the things that I have used in this video is available on my GitHub and the link of it is in the description of the video. Finally, if you like the work I put on my YouTube channel, consider subscribing to my channel. That helps. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the life, feel the music. Peace.